juice. It's your boy, Smoke Screeners Pride.
Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you, fam. Now, we're going to take off the Jesus hat, put it to the side, and BAM! Alright, fam. First thing we're going to do, we're going to look at the back of the box talking about Prince Adam. And these are images from the 2000X series where it says, as seen on the Courage of Adam. That's when Adam got captured. He lost the sword. But he was trying to prove that he didn't need He-Man because he was tired of people, especially Tila, calling him a coward and stuff like that. So, anyway, eventually he got the sword back, and it was Man-at-Arms talked to him and said, I hope you understand. I'm paraphrasing, fam. I hope you understand that He-Man will always be needed. So anyway, Adam did end up feeling a little bit better, but no, he did a little something. Right here, you can see who else is in the wave. You got Skeletor, Zodak, and of course you got Adam. Clawful's not shown, but he's also in the wave, but he's in the bigger package, the deluxe package, okay? So there you go. You got Adam right there. He has the scepter, and let's get to the figure, baby. Before we do that, again, we're going to look at the front of the box, and you can see it has the He-Man Master Universe logo, Prince Adam, heroic secret identity of He-Man, and you see it has Grayskull, cartoon collection. The packaging looks awesome. So I was never able to get my hands on the Club Grayskull or the Matty Collector version. I had them as a kid, but you know how parents did most of our figs and stuff back in the day once we left and went on our own. So that's that. But anyway, you have the new Prince Adam right here. He looks like the fig. I mean, not fig. He looks like he does on the cartoon. Here you have the OG 2000X Prince Adam. Here's the one from the Masterverse. And then this is the OG Prince Adam from the cartoon collection, looking just like he did in the 80s He-Man cartoon. And the first thing we're going to do, fam, is going to hit you with a little slow motion. And right now, I just want you to look at the similarities of these guys, not necessarily the how they look exactly alike. Sorry about that, fam. Buzzaw's staff got caught on Prince Adam's scepter, and that threw everything off, knocked a whole bunch of stuff down. So that's why I had to pause it. Is what it is, fam. Now we're back to the front, baby. And what I want you to see again, all the similarities and the differences. You can see that the colors pretty much the same. This maroon burgundy, slightly pinkish, and right here you can see how there's darker accents. You can see it's a lot darker here, and then you can see how it's mostly just the pink. He has the slash coming. The belts are, these two are this is the replacement, if you didn't know. But anyway, this looks more like the cartoon, just like this looks more like the cartoon. This looks more like the cartoon. This is from back in the day. However, I have two gripes about this figure compared to this one. So let's get a better look at those two, baby. So before I do that, first things first, since I got all of them there, you can see that this Adam has the tilt in his hand, his wrist, and he's the only one that has the tilt. Although this Adam doesn't have the tilt, he is able, the way they made the sword, to kind of give it the illusion of the tilt, but it would have been nice if they gave him the tilt. The Adam that he replaces right here has no tilt at all. This is the best he can do, because if you put his hands up higher, his arm up higher, the sword is going to be going way back. So if you do that, it's going like this. And that looks more like he's about to chop someone instead of trying to do the transformation. So that's about as good as it's going to get. However, this Adam comes with the sword, and this one Does not. I don't know why they did that. And they gave him, as you can see, the scepter, which is okay. But guess what? This Atom also had a scepter. Now this one is a different color, but it's still, let me swap. It's still the scepter. You see? It's still the scepter. Color's different, but it's still the scepter. So those are a couple of issues right there. A couple of issues right there that I have. With that being said, you can see the similarities, and all I can say, fam, is that they were very close, but there are some things that just did not make any sense to me with this figure. Now, probably the main issue I have, because this line so far has been trying to measure the figures up how they're shown on the show as far as size. And this Atom, although he's smaller than He-Man, he's still a little bit too tall. I think he should be around this height right here. He's just too tall to me. And one of the things, I know that you're going to say, well, his knees are bent, he's not standing straight. And I understand that, and that is fine. But I still would rather this Atom, be this height. This difference, he's just too tall. One of the things that kind of makes it is because of how the neck is, and I understand that is how they made the fig and everything, but it's because of this torso up here just too big compared to that. I mean, it just, I don't understand. They got majority of them with the heights right, but this is just totally off. He's just too buff. Look at this. His arms. Look at this. I know they're trying to cut corners and everything, but his arms are just entirely too big compared to this. It should be a lot slimmer. His head is like huge compared to that. He's just too big, too buff. And then I understand the scepter, but how do you not give him this version of the sword? Come on, stand up, Adam. This version of the sword looks like the other one that came out, because it doesn't have as much detail. It's not really any color. Now, this was my 2000X sword that came with my 2000X He-Man. Oh, I'm so pissed because my son got a hold of it and bit it. Man, I'm just mad about that. But as you can see, some people will say it didn't turn, but see, it had the effect of the turning. So, go the wrong way. Yeah. So that's one thing that I liked about the 2000X. It had the turning effect. Now, I don't expect that to happen with that, and I don't even think the Mondo one does it. But just looking at the size alone, you can see how much bigger this is, thicker and wider. And this still would have been nice for Atom to come with it. And he can hold this sword pretty good. It slides right in there, fam. Look at that. Perfect fit. They should have gave him that. Now, they kept the back clean and everything, and that's fine that they did that. Would have been nice if he had that right there, but it's no biggie. He does not have to have that. All in all, this is a nice Prince Adam figure. And the only reason, well, there's two reasons that I can only assume that they didn't give him the tilt in the wrist, which he doesn't have, to hold the sword aloft correctly, is because, for one, the way he did his on the show is like he would grab it and he would kind of like swing it up. So it'd be like a little different than how the other Prince Adams would do it. That just made him a little different. But the fact that he holds the sword up, you would think they would give him the tilt because everyone else was getting the tilt. Then also because he didn't come with the sword at all is another reason they didn't give it. Or they plan on giving us another Prince Adam and maybe adding that on later. I mean, I don't know, but I think they should have just got that right the first time in case they don't get a chance to come back. But again, I just can't help but stare at the arms. They're just too big for me, fam. That being said, he is smaller than He-Man. And you can tell that this is a younger looking face, not a more mature face like He-Man. But what I did, and this is before this Adam even came, I swapped the He-Man body with another He-Man body to make him more imposing, to me more buff, make him a little bit bigger. And you can see the head sculpts right there. So you can see how they're similar, but yet He-Man is still bigger, taller, and the face looks more mature. The Adam face is more of a kid, but their arms are exactly the same. You see the size, fam, is you can't see all love right here, but look right here. Look right here. It's exactly the same. The tone is just slightly different. His has more of a pinkish kind of tone, and his tone slightly darker. Not by much, but a slight tan they have on him, and you can definitely see the height as far as He-Man. Also, I adjusted him where I pulled his neck up a little higher so it doesn't sit quite as low to give He-Man a little bit more height. Man-at-Arms height, it looks fine. He-Man's height, it looks fine. The other guy's height, Stratos, I believe Stratos is fine as well. Yes, Stratos' height is fine as well. I'm going to show you where I have the issue. This is where I have the issue. He should not be this close to Triclops' size. He's entirely too tall to me. He should not be that tall compared to Triclops. Triclops should be taller, not that small. His legs are entirely too long. This should have been a little bit shorter. They took the easy way out and just gave him like He-Man's legs, or He-Man's legs. This right here should have been a lot shorter. Maybe about right here is where it should have been cut off, so to speak, and then go up into the part that connects, and then that would drop him down a good bit to where his height would be good, and then maybe in that case it wouldn't bother me as much with his with the muscles, because he'd be a lot smaller. But because he stands so tall and then he has all these muscles, I mean, come on, he's gonna be the same height as Triclops, and depending how you set him up, he looks a little bit taller. That's a big issue for me, fam. Okay, so if you had made him, come on, focus. If you had him about this height right here, the same height as the OG, I think this would work out a whole lot better. I'm not focusing on this guy. I think it'd be a whole lot better. You'll be able to determine more so that Triclops is taller than him, because so far Triclops, excluding Evelyn, is the shortest of the evil warriors, and so it just looks weird that Prince Adam is the same height as him. This size right here would have been a good enough size for me for Prince Adam to be. And what's even more crazy, if you put him next to the 2000X Tila, she's still towering over him. So that's just crazy how tall they made her, and then they have her where she's standing at a slant. So he's entirely too tall, and she's definitely too tall. That's just crazy. Here's the 2000X Manny Faces, the OG version, and you can see he's towering over him. Although, again, this is not the 2000X along cartoon line. This is the original 2000X cartoon version they had, where they didn't have the posability that these guys have. But you can still kind of, as we say, fudge him in to work until you get these other figures in. But it just baffles me that they made him this tall and his arms so big. So here he is with all the members that we got so far, minus Zodak. But have no fear, Zodak is here. So with that being said, fam, he looks good. Maybe what the problem is that maybe what the problem is that they made Triclops too short. They should have took his height up more, and then maybe it wouldn't bother me as much with his arms, and maybe then his height would be okay. Because when you look at how he looks compared to everyone else, the height looks okay. It looks okay. It's not horrible. But when you compare it to Triclops, then there appears to be a problem. He just looks entirely too small. I mean, too large when he and Triclops face. And so that's like the biggest issue I have is his height, and then his arms are just too big. The torso is okay, and if he did it could be a little smaller at the top. The waist itself and everything is cool, but a little smaller at the top to where the muscle weren't as big. So maybe if the arms were smaller, then it really probably wouldn't matter that much. But this figure is a nice update. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. I like that they made him look younger. He doesn't look like just they didn't just give another He-Man face. It's a younger version of He-Man, which is cool. And then the one thing I did notice, his eyebrows are blonde, where He-Man's eyebrows are black. So that's another little slight difference. I can't remember if it was like that in the cartoon, so I'm gonna have to look at it again to make sure. But again, fam, tell me, what do you think about this guy? Is he a pass? Is he a grab? Are you even collecting the 2000X figures? Are you not collecting the new 2000X figures? Let your boy know. And like a fat kid in dodgeball, I'm out, baby. And don't forget to like and subscribe.